So before I start this tutorial, I just give a little disclaimer that this is like my way of doing this. I think I did find this somewhere on the internet once, but I can't remember where I found it, and I might have adjusted it a little bit to work for me. So I'm completely self-taught in Photoshop. I really do not know all the tips and tricks. Like, people sometimes tell me to do things a certain way, and I honestly have no idea what they're talking about. So yeah, this is my way of doing it. It's quite quick and efficient, and it works for me. If you have any problems with it, just let me know down below in the comments and I will try and fix it for you. But I've never had any issues with it myself, so fingers crossed it should work for everybody. So this tutorial is going to show you how to separate these lines onto a separate layer. A lot of people, when they do this tutorial, they just kind of tell you to make a new layer like this, and either you can place it under the line work and set the line work layer to multiply, and then you can colour on the layer below it, and as you can see the colour shows up under the lines. Or you can do it the opposite way as well and have your colour layer set to multiply. Both these ways work, but I just think it's quite limiting because I like to play with my lines a lot. So what I do is, as you can see, I've scanned my image in. I've scanned it in with all the scuffs, writing, everything. So the first thing I need to do is to rasterize the layer just so that I can edit it. And then before I do anything else, I want to erase all the smudges and the dirt that's got on the screen when I've scanned in, and this little bit of text up here. So I just get the eraser tool. You can probably do this with your mouse. It doesn't need to be too precise. So I just quickly erase all of like the dirt and stuff now. Okay, so I've got rid of all the like little bits that I needed to now. The main thing you want to worry about is kind of like the darker bits. So as you can see, like in all these areas and this bit, and also in the snake quite a lot as well, you can still see my sketch underneath. You don't need to worry about those because you'll see why in a minute. Another thing I also wanted to do was move this line here just a little bit further up, so I'm going to also do that now. Okay, so I think that's pretty much in the right place now. So obviously it's still on the white background and we need to start separating that now that it's all cleaned up. The first thing I do, which you don't need to do but I just think it helps a little bit, is go to Image, Adjustments, Hue Saturation, and turn the saturation all the way to the left, just so that your image is completely in grayscale. And then what we need to do now is make sure that the black really stands out against any other colours. So obviously it's mainly black and white, but you'll be able to see, if you zoom in, there's a lot of areas where you can still see the sketch coming through in like a lighter grey now. We obviously don't want to take that onto the new layer as well. So what you need to do is go to Image, Adjustments, and then Levels. To get the black as dark as it can be, you need to select the one on the left here and just turn it up to the right. It doesn't really matter if you need to go further than I do. It just depends what works best for you. Your image might be a little bit lighter than mine and might need to go a bit further. And also, if you've got a lot of other line work standing out that's darker than mine, that's kind of closer to your black, just use the other two and turn them to the left a bit more. That'll get rid of them. As you can see, my sketch has sort of like disappeared now. So you can see like the before and after. This is the part where the lines will actually get separated. So what we're going to do is select all the black in our image. The way that I do this, you can use the magic wand tool, which is what I used to do I think, but it doesn't work as well as this way. So what I do is select and then go down to colour range. Mine's always been set to the same as this. I've never really had to adjust it, so it's something you might need to play around with, but as I said, it's always been the same for me. Just make sure the settings are all set to the same as mine and this should work. You select an area of black. You won't really see much at this stage, and then just press OK. Then now you'll see that it's selected the black areas of my image. What I do is edit, copy, and then go and edit, paste, which will paste it onto a new layer for you. You can now hide your sketch layer with the actual drawing on, and as you can see, when I scan it in, you get a lot of areas like this where the black isn't fully solid. Now don't worry too much about this because there is a way to very easily fix it. All you need to do is go to Image, Adjustments, Hue Saturation, turn the lightness all the way down to the left, click OK, and as you can see, it's all black now. It can still be a little bit grainy in areas like this, but that's just kind of the paper texture showing through. If you do want a more solid black than this, you can just duplicate your layer on top. You can either leave it as normal mode or multiply mode, and when you zoom in you can see there's a lot less graininess now. But I think I'm kind of happy with just the one layer. I think this works for me. If you do want your lines set to a different colour, all you need to do is lock your transparency, select the colour that you want, and then just change them over the top. But now you can see, rather than it affecting the actual background, it's only affecting the lines because they're on a completely separate layer now. So if I even change the colour of my background, the lines are still the same. So yeah, hopefully this works for you guys and it's quite helpful, because I found it really helpful when I started out and I'd not really started inking anything digitally. But yeah, I'm working on some more tutorial ideas, and I'll probably carry on working on this one too and finish it up for a video. But let me know if there's anything else you want to know, and I'll try and see what I can do.